Well, it depends. But we got a large panel, so I do expect for us to go over. It's no big deal for today. But who somebody just dropped off? Who we waiting to come back? Who are we waiting?
El Boogie. She has to redo her router.
All right. Well, I'll just wait on her, and then after that we'll pop off. Go right into intros, and yeah, I'm definitely interested to learn a little bit more about you guys' history and how you all started. So,
I known them for a while.
I know you have, but we haven't, and some people haven't.
I know it's good. It's good. It's good to for people that don't know to know.
Exactly. It's all about trying to promote them, and we get a little benefit out of it too. Absolutely. I mean, that's what a crossover is about.
Absolutely.
That's because you know them don't mean everybody else knows.
I remember Lady Infamous, she subbed to me like a long time ago. And then she started doing her own content. I was like, all right, God, I see you.
Because I was searching. My goal was to search for women of color that played video games.
Yeah.
When I started, and you was one of the first that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's why I followed you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then I followed you because I'm like, okay, well, she's making content, so we got to support each other then. No. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is different for us though, because usually we just like in and out. We're not really trying to do too much, but this is new.
Yeah, for sure.
But we definitely talked about trying to just increase the production, everything with our channel, because we do feel like we talk about good content, but it's
just getting the word out and making it more accessible to others and stuff like that.
And then we super young, like we super new.
Yeah, you gotta give yourself some credit. Yeah, give yourself some credit.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. The funniest thing ever is that there's people who constantly say we be looking for, black women gaming, and we be looking for black women in gaming and stuff, and podcasts and stuff. And I'm like, we're not hard to find. We're right in front of you.
Right here. Yeah, we right here. All you gotta do is turn your head a little bit and you're like, oh, there you are.
Right. You're right alongside you this whole ride, and you just haven't been looking for us. And now all of a sudden, diversity is a big thing. So everybody's like, well, where are they at?
I know, right? Like, we've been here the whole time, man. We've been trying to tell y'all we've been here. So.
All right. So on Twitter, did you guys? I posted the actual link to the YouTube channel to
the Grown Women Gaming YouTube.
Oh,
yes, I put it.
I'll click on it.
So
I'll put it in my chat so people can check y'all out.
I put we are about to go live GWG.
Did you put it on your personal page, or did you put it in?
Yes, I put it on my personal page. I didn't put it in the Twitter chat with like I should have, like normal people.
That's okay, because I'm subbed to y'all, so I can just go get the link.
All right, I can just throw it here.
All right, so this is the Grown Women Gamers channel.
I know I'm subbed
to you.
It's a separate
to you guys who are checking us out. So you guys can go check out Grown Women Gaming. They do a podcast every Saturday at this time, and I'll put their link in the chat. Grown Women Gaming. So y'all make sure you give these ladies a follow and a subscribe. To those of you guys who are not too masculine to listen to a woman's perspective on video games, go check them out. If you like me and Coupon's podcast, you're gonna like these ladies too.
Appreciate it.
I like that. Was nice. Thank you.
My bad.
Hey, Miss Tech in the building. What's up, boo? Hey, she in the building right now. That's tight. Lady be so busy.
All right, I'm sorry about that.
It's cool.
All right, we ready?
Yes.
Ready? This thing popping? Okay, let's go. All right, this button works. Just saying. All right, and we are live.
Man.
All right. Give me a second. All right, what's up? What's going on, everybody? This is a brand new episode of Grown Women Gaming, and today we have some special guests for you all. We are doing a crossover with Off Topic. So just say hello, ladies.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry, that was my phone. I forgot to turn it off.
It's all good. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump into intros. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Coupon.
Okay, I am Coupon. I finally get to say it all across the whole board. I'm just a black girl who loves to play games, and that's all there is to it.
Basically,
I stream on my Twitch, on my Mixer, and on YouTube, which is all under the name of Coupon. You can find me there, and if you want to get in touch with me, you can hit me up on Twitter at Coupon as well.
All right, go ahead. Let's start with Nia.
Alright, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Nia, the video game her. Same thing with Coupon. I am the video game her all across the board. YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, Twitter. I think I'm also the video game her on Facebook as well. But I'm on Twitter a lot more than I am on Facebook. So if you want to hit me up or put me on game to some gaming topics or anything like that, then the best place to hit me up is on Twitter, because that's where I am the most as far as social media is concerned. I like to play all kinds of games. I don't discriminate. Yeah, like, I guess I'm the same as all these other ladies. I'm just a lady who likes to play games, and that's pretty much the beginning and the end of that story.
All right, then, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into the usual members here. Of course, you got me, Delilah_HD, and go ahead, lady, introduce yourself.
Hey, good morning, everyone. In this lovely, foggy Saturday morning, this is me, Lady Infamous 415, Grown Women Gaming. I just want to say we are honored to have these ladies in our podcast this morning, and I love my lovely panel as always. Let's get to these topics. Welcome.
Yep, Boogie.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a blessed Saturday morning, and I'm so happy we have some new guests. And Delilah got this beautiful overlay up and running, and it looks great. Kudos to
thank you.
It is nice.
Oh, and y'all already know I'm L Boogie 0208 everywhere. Make it easy for you.
Yes,
and last but definitely not least, my girl Sharice. What's going on?
What's up, everybody? Nice to be back since I missed last week. I hope everybody's having a lovely Saturday afternoon. That's just way to get into these topics and get to know our new friends that we just met this week.
Right. Homework assignment. Yep.
I know, right?
Shout out to Lady for that. But definitely, just like I briefly mentioned, off topic. It's something that I stumbled upon. Lady, she kind of pointed out to me too as well. But we've kind of discussed with you guys in the Sister in Gaming thread quite a bit. But I did not know that you guys were actually doing your own show, stuff like that. So I want to get some insight to like what is off topic and what inspired you guys to run your own show and do your own podcast.
Coupon, you want to take that or?
You can go ahead, yeah.
I mean, it's really Coupon's creation, really, because we used to do a podcast about 3 years ago called Set It Off, and I know you guys are familiar with Soldiers That Game, Miss K, so it was me, Coupon, Soldiers That Game, aka Miss K. It was our homegirl, Meek Gaming, and then it was our other homegirl, iPod One Reviewer, aka Lynn, and it was a show that Coupon created because she felt like, especially black women in gaming, she really wanted to have more black female faces in the internet space and have a platform for black women to come together and give their opinions on gaming topics, but at the same time also ground our podcast to where we're gamers, but we're also people, we're also women. There's things that go on in the world that we might want to talk about that isn't necessarily related to gaming, so like things that happen, social issues that's happening, things that's happening in politics and stuff like that, and even stuff like even more laid back things like TV shows and comic books and stuff like that, because me and Coupon, we kind of like a variety of nerdy things. Like she likes anime, I like comics, I like video games, so it's just an array of different topics. So we stopped doing that podcast some time ago. No hard feelings or anything like that, just life got busy. So hashtag Off Topic is basically a spin-off show of Set It Off, and it's basically like the same format, but it's a lot more laid back because it's just me and Coupon. We haven't gotten to the point where we had guests yet because we really just started getting off topic up and running again. So that's pretty much the gist of it. We talk about all things from gaming to social to politics to comics to TV to anything that is relative to me and Coupon for the week. So that's pretty much the gist of off topic.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So what got you all into gaming? Is it something that you kind of grew up with, or like early Nintendo, or like what era did you jump into it? So.
Or not, it's my father's fault, and now he's playing video games today. But so I was like probably a 7. You know, it was a sad time because we just lost my mother recently. So everybody was really sad. My brother was constantly acting out. My dad was just working hard and not at home all the time. And I just was, 7-year-old little girl, lost her mom. It's whatever. So it's like, I'm just like not there. So my dad came home one day with a Nintendo Entertainment System. I ain't never heard of a video game. Didn't know nothing about that. It never crossed my mind. And he sat that down one day on Christmas Day. He was like, let's play some video games. And I'm like, what is the video game? So he hooks it up. Right. Obviously, we're having an issue trying to hook it up. It was just funny watching everybody trying to, express how you set it up and everything, because we all swear we know what we were doing. So we finally get it set up. And Super Mario Brothers was the very first game that I played. And we died to the first Koopa like everybody.
Right.
And we ended up playing the Duck Hunt that came with the Super Mario Brothers. And obviously, we got pissed off at the dog because that's just his job.
Yes.
Laugh at you the whole time.
I know. That little dog, man, I swear.
So from then on, it was just constantly my dad going to the store, picking up games. I never really had to ask him for certain games. He would just pick up games. We would play them together. He would come home after I do my homework or something. And it just became a normal thing. And I think I really fell in love with gaming during the Sega Genesis era when my dad came home. Was just
So that was 16-bit, 32-bit.
Yes.
And I was really getting deep into it because that's when I really love video gaming, because beat 'em ups. I think beat 'em ups is what really put my laser focus on what is gaming, what do I, and stuff like that. So definitely been since I was 7 years old.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you went from Nintendo Sega route, right?
Yep.
And then you kind of transitioned from there. All right. So,
Absolutely.
any other systems you guys jumped into, like PlayStation, 64 era, things like that?
A little bit, and then grabbed Atari.
Oh, wow! So you went back.
That was a little. I think my dad wasn't paying attention, bought it, during that time, and I'm just like. But Nintendo. Then went to Sega Genesis. Went to missed out on the Super Nintendo, obviously, but I had a friend who had one, so I didn't miss too much.
Yes.
Then went to the N64 and GameCube, and from then on it was just Nintendo all the way. And I guess now in between there, Sega, decided to do some other stuff, and I just didn't care. Genesis was the only era that I really appreciated Sega, and then from then on, I just didn't care about anything they had to do.
Okay, so now that we got a little bit of history, Nia, do you want to jump in there and talk a little bit about your history?
All right, so my gaming history is very similar to Coupon's. So I started gaming I don't remember an age. Basically, as long as I could properly hold a controller. And a lot of my gaming is due in part to my grandmother, because she loved to go garage sale shopping. And I was never up to date because we ain't have money like that. We wasn't ballers. We was poor. So I was always late to the game whenever it came down to game. So whatever I got was like a generation behind or something like that. Yeah. So when I actually first started gaming, the first time I ever remember gaming was on the original Nintendo. The game that I remember playing was Duck Hunt, of course. I think everybody who had an NES had Duck Hunt. And of course, the very first Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 3. I didn't play Super Mario Brothers 2, which was the weird one, until I was a little bit older and I had access to emulators and stuff like that. So that was pretty much my early gaming. When I really, really, really became a gamer, I was around the age of about 7 or 8 years old, and that's during the SNES and Sega Genesis era. So I was heavy on stuff like Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. I was heavy on Super Mario World. I was heavy on, of course, Donkey Kong Country. Streets of Rage, Sonic. So like that was really the age where I really became a gamer, and I realized like not only do I like video games, but I think this is gonna be my life. I love video games. So from that point, of course, I jumped over, of course, to the Nintendo 64 and enjoyed what that had to offer. Of course, Star Fox and the like. I never had a PS1, but I had cousins who had a PS1, so that was my experience with a PS1. So I had the Nintendo 64. My cousins had a PS1. I had a PlayStation 2. I did not have a GameCube until I was in college, and it was like a couple of months before the Wii came out. So I had the Wii, I had the PS3. I didn't have the Xbox 360, but my mother's boyfriend had an Xbox 360. So, like, even though I didn't own the consoles, I knew somebody who had a console, so I had experience still with all of the different consoles and stuff like that. Of course, these days, you know, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, so let me be clear. So your favorite platform is what? Nintendo? So
my favorite platform currently, I'm mostly Nintendo and PC these days. PC, okay. But as far as favorite consoles of all time,
for me, PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2 and SNES are like neck and neck for me. Like I would
definitely agree with that.
Man,
it's only because the PlayStation 2 was where it was just, and I still have mine. I just showed everybody. That's the only console I still have from back in the day.
I don't have any in mine except for my 64. That's the only one I still have now.
Of all time for me?
No, that's the only console, like the only retro console that I have in my possession. I don't know what, I think my brother messed up my PS2 and my PS3, so I don't have them no more. He sold our Super Nintendo, and I was so mad because he sold it for $25. I'm like, you know how much money you could have made? Bruh. Anyway, I was mad about that. Okay, so
we can talk about history all day.
I don't mean to go on a rant.
I'm gonna bring it to like current times, right? Okay. So, what are you guys? I'm gonna ask the whole panel this question too, by the way. So y'all be ready. But what are you guys playing right now?
Okay. I'm a teacher, so I'm not playing a whole lot.
Like right now, what's in your Switch? What's in your console? What's on your PC? Like, what you playing right now?
Well, as far as PC, the Banner Saga, that was the last thing that I was playing on the PC, as well as Monster Hunter World. I think that's pretty much it for the PC. On the Switch, I actually just recently bought this indie game called The Way Remastered, and I recently bought this one game called Yonder Crowd Chronicles or something like that. So, but I don't really have a lot of time to game these days, so you know how that go, teacher life.
All right, what about you, Coupon?
I just finished Tomb Raider. It's you can find me.
What's one? Shadow Tomb Raider.
Oh, yep.
Ooh.
No, nice. Yeah,
the new one. The new one.
Yeah, just finished that one. I'm finishing up Spider-Man. Probably gonna stream the rest of that today. So that's the one right now that I'm currently playing. And as far as my Switch is concerned, I have kind of put it down for a little while. Just kind of been on the PlayStation, obviously. Right. As far as PC, I'm still playing Dead Cells. Will's gonna get it on the Switch, but it's kind of pointless. I can't save it, so I'll just play Dead Cells mostly on my PC over there. So that's pretty much it. Just mostly Spider-Man, a little bit of odds and ends.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right, Cherie, what you playing? What you playing right now?
I'm playing at Forza Demo and Shadow Tomb Raider and Forsaken still.
Wow, Destiny 2. Okay.
Yeah, still on that Destiny kick. I gotta get that 550.
I see that. All right, what about you, Boogie? What you playing?
You already know what I'm playing.
Destiny.
You already know what I'm playing. I don't even have to tell you what I'm playing. Y'all know what I'm playing. Playing Destiny all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Anytime I have any type of time to play anything, it will be Destiny, so I can get to that 550.
She's
get on the 550
and have all the glory.
I am at 515. I'm at 515.
I think I'm close to 530 right now. I'm just trying to get those last little bumps. Right now, it's like Petra. You can still do like the daily challenges and stuff, but
yeah, I heard that
Yeah.
soft cap though. That 500. Once you get like 515, that soft cap ain't no joke. Like it's hard.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard.
The soft cap is like 525, but it shouldn't be hard for you, Sharice. I'll talk to you after.
get them pro tips.
Get
on
them
that
pro
Destiny.
tips, man. You better go on and coach these kids and how to play Destiny and get that cheddar.
Okay, so if you want to know, if you're at like 500 to 525, you need to work on the daily challenges, the regular challenges first. Leave Petra.
Yeah.
Don't do her yet, because she gives you big jumps. So you want to leave her for when you
Destiny
get the
podcast, y'all. Destiny podcast. Anyway.
So
All right,
you do all
lady,
those good ones.
all right, Infamous, what you playing?
Okay, y'all going. I last thing I played before I even got on and fired up the computer was Destiny because I was trying to get my level up too. So, but also I can play.
Yeah, but where you at? Where you at though?
Man, I'm 403. So I still got my way to go.
Wow. Well,
I was hoping
I'm
I did not hear anything that low.
I'm
Oh
5,500.
my
I
God.
haven't moved from 500.
Hey, I was doing the damn thing, but I had to stop. But it be like that. Also, I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege. I've been enjoying it.
Rainbow Six is freaking awesome.
Yes,
Yeah, I
it
haven't
is.
played that in a while.
And speaking of first-person shooters, right now in the background, if you were looking at the stream, we are looking at this is Blackout from Black Ops, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
I know. I've been watching it. I think this is Lady gameplay. Girl was good. You was
Yeah,
really
man.
And that game look gorgeous, man. It's smoother. I ain't gonna front. It's smoother than PUBG's. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
you get PUBG though. How are you able to play good in this and not PUBG?
I do play PUBG's.
No, I said, how are you able to play good in this and not in PUBG?
Oh well, shit, because it's Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I know.
that's her game.
It's Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty.
God.
I know. I'm sorry. I just know when it comes to my fingers, no Call of Duty. I just get easier kills that way. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get my level up some more and get better on this Rainbow Six Siege. I just bought it on PlayStation 4 just recently. I just gotta go pick it up. And that's it. That's all I've been playing.
All right. Well, me, I've been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider and, of course, a little bit of Destiny. Like I said, I just hit 500 power level, so the grind continues. I probably won't touch it this week, though, because I really want to finish Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So, coupon, no spoilers. I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, I'm doing
so we haven't been it yet, but definitely looking forward to it. So I'm pretty sure you all caught up with some of the news for this week in regards to gaming, and so I'm just gonna ask you a couple of these. How do you all feel about that newly announced PlayStation Classic?
I might actually scoop it if I had a change because I didn't have a PS1.
Yeah. So because it's only PS1 games,
PS1.
and so from what I've read and from what I've heard about it, it's PS1. You get 20 titles and it's $100. And it doesn't include the AC adapter, which a little bit turn off for most people.
That's
But,
something Nintendo normally does with the whole AC adapter not being included.
For real though, they really copy Nintendo on that one. Like you ain't got to copy them to that degree of freight.
Yeah, they could at least put that in there for $100. And now Nintendo's Classic was what, like 50, 60, something like that.
The NES Classic was 60.
60 and
Right. So if I'm paying that kind of money, 100, like yeah, and then I need that adapter in there, boss. I just need it.
I don't understand the decision behind that though.
they're gonna sell the adapter probably separately.
Like, can you just use like a normal adapter, like that you would use for like a regular PlayStation, or you have to have like literally one that kind of replicates like the old school
Proprietary.
joint? Like,
I don't know.
I think
Yes.
separately. That's the case.
Yeah.
As far as the excitement levels for me, I'm not really interested. The price is too high, and I'm a broke gamer right now.
yeah.
And the selection isn't looking too
word?
the selection isn't looking too thick for me. I need a little thickness.
I gotta go look at the selection because I'm just like I didn't have a PS1, so like if the selection was enough for me, I'm like, okay, if I have the change, I'd be willing to spend it, but it just depends on what they got.
Right.
But they only announced a few of them, and the ones that they did announce weren't my cup of tea. But that's
I'm
just
gonna
where I'm
look it
standing
up.
right now.
So does anyone know like what games were actually announced for this already?
I'm gonna
I
look
know
it-
I'm taking
look it
3.
up.
The thingy.
I thought Tekken 3 was one of them.
Tekken 3.
I heard Tekken 3. That's the only one that I know so far. Tekken 3.
I have a list right here. So far, they're saying Jumping Flash, Final Fantasy 7, R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, Wild Arms, Tomb Raider 2, Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Solid, Fast Bandicoot, Spyro, Year of the Dragon, Castlevania, Symphony of Night, Twisted Metal,
Okay.
Rapper, Final Fantasy Tactics, Gran Turismo 2, Silent Hill, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, and Wipeout 3. Those are all the games.
Now, see, some of those I don't really care for, but then some of them I'm like, that's interesting.
That Metal Gear Solid, is that original?
The original.
Is that original? Oh,
well, technically the original's on the NES, but I guess that's the first 3D version. So
Yeah. You know our gaming history. That's what I'm talking about. What?
I mean, I wasn't trying to be that person. My bad.
I got you.
No, because that's cool. Because then it lets me learn. I learn. You know what I mean? That's how I won't know if I don't learn. You know?
That's cool though. That's tight.
Sections, but, like I said, I don't think most of these I'm not interested in. So these new small selections.
I feel that. I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I have a special heart in a special place in my heart for Tekken on the PS1. Cause I played it, like one of my cousins had it, and like that was the first time that I ever just looked at. Cause like before, it was like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and stuff like that. But that was the first time that I ever saw like a fighter and was like, bro, like this is like I thought those cutscenes were so serious. I was like, yo, this is deep. I don't know.
Nah. All right, so you guys, I'm not gonna pick this up, just to be real. What about you, Boogie? Is it something you gonna cop?
No.
Straight up.
I don't know why they keep doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm cool with backwards compatibility on the X. I don't have to buy anything extra.
Yeah.
Like, it's there or whatever, but I mean, like, if I want the original consoles, I'm gonna go buy the original. Try to hunt down the original console because they are still out there. It's probably not gonna work, but I'm not going to play it anyway. It would be there just for decoration.
Right.
Yeah.
You know how I am about playing games that are like just a few years old. I don't like doing that. So I definitely
ain't that the truth?
The only old games I like going to do is like pinball for whatever reason. Like, I love playing pinball. If I go to an old retro arcade, I'll play pinball, Frogger, and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's not like
one of my dudes in
not
the
that
chat.
serious. I didn't hear.
All right, so I don't know if I asked later, but lady, are you gonna pick this up?
Man, look. I ain't no hater. I think it's a nice piece of equipment, but there's like two reasons. You know what I mean? That I'm not gonna pick this up. One, it doesn't have an AC adapter. How much that cost?
Yeah,
like
that's what I want to know.
$25, $30?
That's what I want to know.
$30 on top of the $100 that you gotta pay.
Yeah.
Second, I'm a bro gamer too, so I have a list of things that I need to buy to upgrade my gaming situation.
Yes, but you can power it via USB though, like USB. You just use the USB.
Man, I need a chair.
About it, the more you make me want to rethink my decision.
I'm just coming from my perspective.
No, that's straight up though, because like
I need another monitor, right? I need to upgrade my Xbox. You know what I mean? I need a gaming chair. You know what I mean? Those are things that I need. I don't need a PS Mini. It's cute to look at.
Like it's like a cute idea, you know.
It's the cutest. You can get you can buy that for the little kids so they can enjoy what a PS1 is.
Yeah.
But my monitor, my upgraded console, my gaming chair is more important than this Mini. I can't do that. So basically,
you have other priorities.
Thank you.
Yes. Tight. I feel that.
Yeah. What about you, Sharice?
I'm a pass on this. I don't see the point. Why can't PlayStation just do backwards compatibility like Xbox does? Why are they making you pay $100 to play games that you probably already still own somewhere in your closet?
No, we all know it's about the hardware, man. That little tiny little PlayStation toy thing. That's what it's about.
I think they're also trying to play on
it's a waste of money. Yeah, and I know they're gonna buy it, but I missed the first PlayStation 1. I missed this one too.
No shame.
All
right, cool.
First time, why now?
Yep.
I don't
Now,
know.
while
I think
we
it's
had
more-
our homework assignment with off topic.
Yes.
I know you guys talked a little bit about Nintendo and their online and things of that nature, things they're going through. So, this is sort of kind of related, but not really. How do you guys feel about the loot boxes and all of that nature? Because Australia is now trying to equate loot boxes with gambling.
And it is.
Right,
It
like
absolutely is.
like
And
that.
me and Coupon actually talked about this on the last off topic as well, about how Finland is sticking it to these companies about like, yo, like this is gambling and you can't sell these in you can't sell these here.
Belgium is doing it, and Finland just jumped.
Wow.
But I did have like an excerpt from that. They did a extensive research, Australia, and they found that it plays on the psychological aspects of gambling tendencies in young children, obviously, and impressionable adults and stuff. And they're just like they basically are I guess breaking it down to the simple fact that most of these companies, they hire psychologists to do extensive research into the psychological mind of a gamer to find out what makes us tick, what keeps us in the game, so that way they can keep us buying and keep us in their ecosystem. And you can pretty much do that, do some Google searching and research now, and you'll find a lot of these companies are hiring psychologists. Why is a gaming company hiring psychologists? It's just a video game. What do you need psychologists for? And when you look deeper into it, you realize they just want to manipulate you. They don't care. They don't care about, like, look at the games that have like microtransactions and loot boxes in them. They usually are annual for the most part. Some of them are. And if the ones that aren't, they usually add more content that keeps you into the game on a regular basis and constantly has you spending money and whatnot. The ones that are annual, they milk you for all you're worth during that year. Then they come out with a new game, and then when they come out with the next game, what do they add to it? Nothing specific.
Right.
In particular, just maybe some small minor thing that people have been screaming about for years, like the FIFA community. They've been screaming about a certain game mode. It's the single player game mode. They've been screaming about needs updating for years, and only this year they added one thing, and it was a trophy, and everybody was making a meme about, oh, watch, it's just going to be a trophy they add, and they literally added a trophy, and the whole community is like, are you serious? That's all we get? Because they're only EA is only worried about their foot gameplay. So as far as loot boxes, for me, they are gambling.
Yes.
They're a form of gambling, I would say. Sure, they might not be straight up where you put in money and you get money back, but you always get an item back. I understand companies when they say that, but at the same time, you make your game.
Anytime when you're putting real money in for the chance of something, I feel like that's gambling.
I think with games,
like your actual money,
right?
What about in-game currency though? Because I know like 343, it came out that Halo was gonna have.
I mean, as long as you're not putting your own money in, at that point it's just an RNG game mechanic. But when you're putting your own money in for the chance of winning something, then that's when it becomes gambling, because you're literally gambling your money away to this thing that you don't know that you're gonna get. It's a chance,
and it doesn't have monetary value that you get back yet.
And that's even worse than gambling, because at least with gambling you could at least get real money back that could be more than what you put in. But in a video game, you're getting virtual items, you know what I'm saying? So it's actually worse than gambling.
Yeah, I mean, good point, because it's like instant gratification. As soon as you pay that money, you get something.
And just like how Coupon was saying too, like they hire psychologists to come up with the sounds. Like there are some psychologically gratifying sounds, like Coupon was saying, that people like tune into. It makes them want to keep putting more in. For
kind of like the slot machine, the cha-ching, and the yes,
exactly.
Okay,
yes,
I get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you think? I'm just gonna, Boogies. Do you think that them by Australia equating it to gambling, and 343 changing their stance on it, all this, do you think that's going to shake up the industry to kind of follow suit?
I think it's going to take a little while, because anything with change in business, it doesn't happen right away. Right. But I do think that it's going to, like, I don't think it's going to spread like wildfire, but it will catch on because I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was about last year this time that Hawaii was saying the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think people, especially with the younger generation, like my daughter, you find that they are like wrapped up into these loot crates and like buying, you know, the anticipation of like opening something up and seeing what you get. I mean, because it's like a present, right? Like, so they're already like conditioned to like stuff like that. So I don't know. It could be, you know, just like with smoking. You know, they're just gonna be gamblers. You know, it's an addiction just like anything else.
Yeah, that could be a problem for, especially for young kids. I mean,
right? Because I know that they're like, that's all they talk about. It's all they talk about.
You don't want it to get to a point to where they disregard finances because of they want to open up the next thing, or they want to get the next item, or like, you know, you don't want them to be conditioned to like, oh, I gotta pay for this, or I have to make this purchase in order to get certain thing.
They already build gaming being mental illness of some sort, or gaming.
Right.
It's like, okay, that on top of the gambling, psychological warfare, and all that stuff. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that gaming is a mental illness, because obviously, first of all, that's a very broad thing to say. You can't just say.
But it can become an addiction. It can become an addiction. So
there you go, Delilah. That's where I was gonna go with that. But it can become an addiction, and then this whole loot box thing, you know, I feel like it's making it a lot more difficult to people who might already have a gaming addiction, and it could eventually spiral into some sort of an illness, and it can become like a real problem for people. And like how El Boogie was saying about her daughter, like, just imagine the young children whose parents are careless with their wallets and they leave their credit card information everywhere. Then what? Then our babies are being conditioned to have this addiction at a young age, and then that spirals until when they become older. Like, it's just a problem that could become like a huge so
I did say one thing though. The one thing that is that these companies are making it seem like they have to put them in there when the thing that people need to realize is companies make the games and they make them as grindy and as impossible as humanly possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Purchases. So don't sit up. So just be mindful that these games are made by these companies. And they're going to make them so that they're going to make them in a way to get you to purchase these transactions. And so if you find yourself constantly having to grind on just grind, and you don't seem like you're getting anything, remember, that's them doing that. That hasn't. They can make the game. They can make the game progress smooth as possible. But by design, they make the game progress horrible. Case in point, Shadow of the Mordor or whatever.
Yeah.
They took the boxes out and they had to recalibrate the whole game to in lieu of that.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. That's the crazy part, because you don't really think about how much that stuff affects the game until you hear stories like that, where you literally built a game around this system, and when you take them out, you literally have to recalibrate.
Pretty much redo the whole game.
Yeah. That's wild.
All right, Sharice, what you think about this?
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay.
I know
Trying to
you're
go
on
through,
time
get through everybody. Yeah. What you think about this, Sharice? If you're there, I don't think she's.
I'm here. In a way, it is gambling, but I think to a certain extent, people aren't taking responsibilities for their own actions.
True.
Yes, that's in there.
True.
But like my daughter, she plays games too, but I don't give her my credit card information. She plays Fortnite, which I hate. I'm not finna buy that. Just you can't win it, you ain't getting it. That's just all it is to it.
So you think it's more on the parents to enforce?
To a certain extent, it is. I'm not even gonna lie. I know a lot of parents who will sit their children down in front of a TV, in front of a game, in front of a tablet, and walk away for hours on end. And just like, oh, okay, just here, bye. Just leave me alone. Go away. I don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't know what their child is doing. Like, I have spent plenty of Saturdays with parents who have done this, and that's on them. You can't complain because your child has spent $400 worth of stuff because you weren't paying attention to them.
Right.
That you, hey, mama, can I do this? And you just, turned your nose up. That's on you.
True.
So, but to a certain extent, developers and companies do know this, and so they've made it extremely easy to buy stuff in these games. Hell, I even check my own stuff. But before I purchase anything, even on my tablet, I have to put my own password in, and then I get another password in, just so I can have that delay in thinking about that purchase.
Exactly.
Like, do I really need this?
Two-factor authentication on purchasing anything.
Thank you. Like, do I really? We have to take some kind of responsibility on ourselves and stop expecting video game developers to do it for us. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It should be something to at least protect us a little bit more, because right now, like, with how it is, just they can do whatever they want and there's nobody to stop them. So if we have a little bit of regulation, just to kind of, just like let parents know these games have possible gambling, whatever's in it.
Something on the box that says
like a warning. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm fine with that part. Hey. Especially Overwatch. My daughter plays Overwatch too, and she's like, "Mama, can I get this loot box?" I'm like, "Okay, did you win the currency for it in game?" She's like, "Yeah, okay, you can get it, but I'm not going to spend the money for it."
Yeah.
What you think? Game and win.
Yeah. What do you think about all this, lady?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I know. I learned from personal experience, that gambling within itself is a problem. So having it trickle down to video games, it's nothing. It's business. If you can find a sucker that will spend like $5, $10, $15, $20 on some digital BS, on some digital bullshit, you go get that hustle, but you're not gonna hustle me at all.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I never used it, but I know what I'm using it for.
Right.
If I'm playing a poker game and I'm running out of chips, yes, I'm gonna spend money on poker chips versus a chance of winning, say, a skin, like a Mercy skin. It's a Mercy skin, the Halloween Mercy skin that I want so bad. But I'm not paying like $100 for like 30 loot boxes just to get a chance at the Mercy skin. You understand what I'm coming from?
Yes.
As an adult, you know what, with my personal case.
Yeah.
I know what to spend and not to spend on. They're not going to play me like that. But you have people that are not as that are more vulnerable.
They're not that savvy.
Okay, they're not that savvy. They're gonna go pay for that, and it's making extra coin for the companies. But these countries, if you get a lot of people that's not happy with a certain product, especially with parents are concerned, because I'm thinking that I strongly believe that the laws are going to affect certain countries, is because the parents are rallying up saying, "Hey, my kid is taking advantage of me,
Why ain't you watching?
Hitting the cards up, getting my credit card information, because it's so easy. If you're not like locked with your own bank information on your phone or your tablet or your computer, your kids can get it easily."
Yeah.
I did. There was a store I ordered. I did it too. When I was a kid, I ordered some like a movie on pay-per-view, and all you had to do was call the number and press 1, and you got the movie.
Right.
So I'm just saying,
make it easy for them.
Yeah, just don't be a sucker, and don't let your kids all up in your bank information. That's it.
Yeah.
Let them know if information gets messed up, so it's their backside.
Right.
Because I hear stories about parents are hot. Kids done racked up $500, $1,000 credit card bill on some Fortnite skins. I'll thank God I don't have any kids, because I could not imagine my son or daughter saying, "Mom, not me." Bless my heart, man.
I would
Wouldn't
careful.
They'll tell you.
Yeah. I think I'm just so tired of the RNG version of it. Like, can I just get what I want? Because most of the time it's just one thing, and you want me to sit up here and roll the dice for 15,000 hours for $15,000.
Let me get what I want.
Let me get what I want with in-game currency by grinding for a little bit, not grinding for 2 years, because this isn't a jump. Let me grind for a little bit. Give me a challenge. I make my money, my in-game money. I go and purchase the item I want without worrying about RNG, and we're done. You still make money. I'm still in the game. Like, what is your problem? But we got to do it this way.
Right. All right, I feel like we've beaten this topic up a good bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the Red Dead Online. You guys know that it was announced this week that they're gonna be releasing the multiplayer mode in November.
Right.
Now, me, as you guys know from if you've listened to the podcast in the before, you'll know that I'm not a huge Red Dead fan, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one based off trailers that I've seen and everything like that. So my question to the panel is, will you be checking out the Red Dead Online mode, or are you going to strictly stick with the campaign?
I think I'm really more interested in the campaign, to be honest.
Same here.
Cause like
Yeah.
I like cowboys and stuff, so just being able just to play the game, like it doesn't really hurt me any personally that they're delaying it online. I mean, they did the same thing with GTA, but like with games like that actually have a campaign, it's not like it really is that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
especially with Rockstar, that campaign is going to be extensive.
exactly.
You already know it's going to
So
have a lot of
you-
content.
Exactly. So you already know for a fact that straight up you're already gonna have a multitude of hours to put into the game before you even think about touching it online. So it's no big deal.
So you definitely going to be signing up for the beta though to check it out when they drop it.
It depends. Y'all know I be busy. I'm a teacher, so it just depends on what my time is looking like, because I don't really get to participate in a lot of this stuff. So, but I would like to.
Oh,
Understood.
Yeah.
if I get a chance, I'll probably check it out. But as far as the online, I already know what they're gonna do with it. It's gonna be GTA Online all over again. So I'm just gonna play the single player, and then I'm done with the game, and let everybody else cash cow them out for me, because
There
I'm
you
not.
go, because you know that online is gonna last for years, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
They're gonna be racking up money for years, bro. Years.
Yeah. What about you, Sharice?
I'm still iffy on even picking up the game, but my question is, if they're going to concentrate on an online portion, are they going to continue the single player portion of the game, or is it going to be DLC for the single player, or we just going to because I'm more of a single player person, and if I got DLC, I know it's coming. Like, I will continue to buy it. I will go ahead and buy a season pass. So are they gonna do, or are they just gonna, hey, we done, we're just gonna concentrate on multiplayer now? That's what I want to know.
See, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in because, for me, I'm torn. I don't like when developers announce DLC before the game even come out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need everything to be in the game first, and then you can tell me about DLC later. Don't even tell me about it. Even if it's already pre-built, I don't care about that as long as I don't know about it. I think it's just bad business practice to do that.
It is kind of foul because it makes it look like at this point you're doing it on purpose, and it's not actually.
Yeah, or you made half a game and you still in the other half. That's what it feels like to me. But go ahead, what you think, Boogie?
I am looking forward to Red Dead mainly because it's cowboys. But I don't know. I didn't really play the GTA online stuff. I dabbled with it, but I don't know. It got real toxic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Fortnite.
Every game, once it get big or popular like that, it gets toxic like that. So it comes with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I still don't like it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm just I don't know. I'm good. I'll probably try it, but I'm not gonna be buying whatever the new shark cards and crap like that is about to be.
Yeah.
I'm good. Whatever's free.
Whatever's free is what you jumping on. Okay, I got you.
Whatever is free is for me.
All right. What about you, lady?
I agree with El Boogie, man. If it's free, I'm messing with it. If I gotta grind for it, I gotta grind for it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I play, I'm a big fan of Rockstar. I done played GTA, the single player and the online mode. I got everything. I got the yacht. I ain't got the yacht, but I got the warehouses. I got the nightclubs. I got everything. I want it to be just like that, but in Western form.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what they do with it. Don't get it twisted. Now, the first thing I enjoyed from the original Red Dead Redemption, the first one off the 360, is the story. I want to see how this prequel comes about.
Right.
The story got me hooked first before the multiplayer in the beginning. Now, since with the newer technology and how Grand Theft Auto 5 Online is, I just can't wait. I already got a pre-order, so let's go. I already got a pre-order.
You ready? So you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I got my lasso. I got my cowboy hat. My boots. I got my saddle. I got my horse. It's named Midnight.
Oh no.
I don't.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with Lady. Like I just really want to experience being a cowboy. I don't really care about the online portion at this point. I just want to. You know what I'm saying?
And then the single player, the story, the campaign and stuff, it looked good. Like that trailer it did it for me because I wasn't even like.
It looks like it's gonna be extensive. So I don't. Yeah. Up to this point, I could be wrong. You know, they could be, showing bullshots, but at this point, I don't really feel like they're cheaping out or lessening the campaign just so that they can come back and sell you the online later. So I feel really confident with it. So.
I'll say this, at least with GTA, despite the online, they did have a robust
online. So that's why I feel like Rockstar is gonna deliver for this one. They don't really give me the impression that they're not going all out and trying their best for the campaign just so that they can get all that money on the online.
I think they're going to put a good portion of that money into Red Dead so they can return.
Exactly.
And so that's why they're probably pushing that online. They're probably finishing up single player polishing and stuff like that. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's really dandy, but I think they'll. So
I feel like Rockstar is one of the few companies who actually does their best to try to like balance both. Like they'll give you a good campaign, and they might be getting all your money on the online, but they're gonna at least make sure that campaign is legit. So
and I think that's what
the time on their games. So
I think the best games have done that. Like if you look at the way Halo has been successful with its multiplayer and single player, same thing with Gears and its multiplayer and single player. It's like if you can, afford to do both great, then by all means. And that's why I think that Red Dead's gonna do well with this. But I think it's going to be tough for the industry in regards to just be able to compete with that, because either it's like now it's been
trying to do it this whole time.
GTA to this day is still in the top 10 most selling games,
which is ridiculous.
That game came out in 2000 when did it come out? 2000.
Yeah, like 2005 or some shit like that.
Yeah, like it came out a long time ago, and it's still selling.
Yeah,
you can't compete.
Yeah, it's crazy because you gotta look at things like Call of Duty. They're taking out their single player and then just having multiplayer, and then you have some games that focuses only on single player, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So it's like if you can get both, if you can nail both like really well, then I think it changes the dynamic of the industry, because now people have to compensate for both parts of a game.
And they're one of the few devs who can do both.
Right, but at the same time, though, I'm kind of a little salty about all of that, because now it means that we only going to get one game from them a year, or one game every 5 years.
To be honest, I really think that's their plan, because look how much GTA 5 is still selling.
Then people are still
more than the Bible.
They still eating on that game. That game came out 5-6 years ago. They still eating on that game.
Player base is like
I call that a nice come up.
For real.
GTA 6, like, what GTA 6? Do you see this money? So y'all gotta stop giving them money, and they'll start working on GTA 6, and they can sit up there and get their money off of Red Dead Redemption for a little while.
Yeah, but see, then you look at something like Nintendo. Their online infrastructure isn't all of that, and we're gonna segue right into that.
About that.
Right. So it's like, Nintendo, they focus a lot on single player because it's mostly because of their online infrastructure and all that. But it's definitely getting better. Oh, it's not? Okay, so let's elaborate.
It's definitely not. And I'm a Nintendo girl, so I can tell you it's not getting better.
That's why you're here. That's exactly why you're here.
So Me and Coupon can tell you it's getting worse.
Please tell us what's going on with Nintendo. What is going on with Nintendo? We need to know.
I'm gonna let Coupon go because I think she has the most interesting things to say.
Where do you start?
Me and Coupon, we're Nintendo girls, so we're gonna tell you the truth.
This is my thing. It's like, okay, so Nintendo has done the stuff that people are asking them to do on their previous consoles. Xbox and PlayStation have done the stuff that people are asking them to do for their online. Hell, Xbox did it when they first came onto the freaking market.
Exactly.
And then just the bare minimum. You are paying $20 for nothing. And let me explain that. You're paying $20 for cloud save, for sporadic cloud saves.
There you go.
Sporadic cloud saves. Okay.
$20 for a ROM system that got hacked within 24 hours.
Bam.
Of but you're also paying $20 to be protected from cheaters who just hacked your freaking online ROM system.
There you go.
Wait, so you're telling me that this online is not optional at all? It's not optional.
It's not
okay,
optional.
so it's wow.
I mean, it's optional. You don't have to buy it, but if you want to play anything online, you basically have to buy it.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But just because it's on the market and gamers.
Well, they said Fortnite. They still don't let you play without it, but
Gamers.
Yeah.
When I say this, because I mean this to all gamers, not just Nintendo gamers, not just PlayStation gamers, not just Xbox gamers, not just PC gamers. Just because it's on the market doesn't mean you have to buy it. Just because it's on the market doesn't mean that you need it to enjoy your games. That's all I'm gonna say.
So here's the other thing. So like, okay, so you have, so like I said, sporadic cloud saves. Certain games don't have cloud saves. And the interesting thing about the cloud saves is it's mostly a lot of Nintendo's first party. It's you can't cloud save with Animal Crossing that's coming out next year, or Luigi's Mansion 3 that's coming out next year, or Splatoon that's already out right now and it's an online game, or what is the other one that I forgot the other one that it was. But
so anything Nintendo that's published or created, you can't cloud save.
No, there's games that Nintendo has published that you can use cloud saves with. It's just select games won't allow it.
Okay.
And their argument was because they didn't want people to duplicate things and all this other stuff. But my thing is, Xbox and PlayStation have already figured it out. Why didn't you call somebody? And I know you got their phone numbers.
And Xbox and Nintendo are best friends right now. You couldn't hit up Microsoft and be like, yo, how you do this?
Right. You don't know Azure Cloud, you know what I mean? Shoot.
well, because Xbox would want to sell it to them, but they probably don't want to pay for it.
But you're already using Xbox Live on the Nintendo system through Minecraft. You're already allowed to use Xbox Live, so Nintendo obviously doesn't have a problem with hooking up with Microsoft and allowing cross-play between the two platforms. So why would you hit up Microsoft and be like, yo, Microsoft, you know we struggle. Help us,
because they don't see it that way. They don't see it like that. And they see it as more money that they have to put into the system. Their whole business model, because I'm doing a paper on strategic management on them right now with the release of the Wii U, their whole business model is specifically to put out niche items and to put out the cheapest stuff they can to make the most profit.
Yeah, that's
so they're not into spending more money to make it better. You know what I mean?
That's
like they would go into the hole. Their whole, like, during the whole 360 PS3 generation, they made, I think, they made the most money off of their hardware.
Absolutely. That's
over, like,
their model,
who was it? I think Xbox and PlayStation lost money on the hardware.
Nintendo has been the only company who has managed to still make money. Even during the Wii U, even though the Wii U sold abysmally, they still made profits on the Wii U. And that is their model, but I do have a counter to that. When it comes down to their online, they've done more things for free than they're doing now for paid. And it goes way back, because, you know, I've been on Nintendo for a minute. Like, most of my gaming knowledge is Nintendo. Y'all know that because y'all know me. So on the Wii, for online features, you could message people on the Wii. A lot of people don't know this. You could message people on the Wii. They had Wii Speak, so you could chat with people. Like, it wasn't like an in-game chat. They still had a chat system on the Wii. You could use the internet browser on the Wii. You could use streaming services like Netflix on the Wii. There's like so many, like, game gifting. They had game gifting on the Wii. A lot of people don't know that. On the Wii U, the Wii U had messaging. The Wii U had video chat. A lot of people don't know that. The Wii U had the best browser of that generation. The Wii U had the ability to add people. It wasn't like no dumb friend codes like they got now. The 3DS had in-game chat. The DS had in-game chat. You could message people on the DS through PictoChat, and same with the 3DS with SwapNote. And then when it came down to them bringing it all to the Switch, it was non-existent. How do you give me more things for free on the DS, on the Wii, on the 3DS, on the Wii U than you do for paid on the Switch? And that's my problem.
Hey, but it's those retro games though. Are they giving you?
No. Here's the thing with those retro games though. They've always had the ability to give us retro games in the form of virtual console. This is what I honestly feel about the Nintendo Online infrastructure, if they want to call it that, because they ain't added no security measures to put in place to whatever. Anyway, the NES things is a ploy to make you feel like you're getting some semblance of value out of your $20.
Wow. And you probably won't even touch those games, to be real.
Let me tell you. All the NES games is a ploy to make you feel like you're actually getting something out of your money. The ROM application that they're using to give you those NES games is the same joint that they use for the NES Classic. They're not doing anything extra. All they did was swap it over from the NES Classic to the Switch. So that is artificial value that they're getting you. That they're giving you. They don't give you anything extra with the actual online. You're still paying to use peer-to-peer, which I mean all of the consoles are still doing peer-to-peer. But you're really only paying money just to access your own internet. Just to have access to somebody else's internet when you're playing peer-to-peer. That's the problem. Because they're making it seem like you're getting all this stuff, but you're really not getting anything. That's the problem that I have with this. That's the reason why I haven't bought it. I think that this is the most anti-consumer thing that Nintendo has done up to this point. And they do a lot of things that are borderline, but this is definitely anti-consumer. Because
I just want to jump in real quick. Just as a heads up, and just to make it clear to people, because there's people who are like, "Oh, there's no such thing as boycotting."
I'm not boycotting. I'm just gonna save my money until they give me something of value.
Hold on, Nia. I'm talking about me, not you. So people are saying that, for me, that you're just boycotting and it's not serving you. I'm like, I know that. You have a Japanese player base that's going to eat this up, so they already got their money.
Exactly.
You have blind fans who's going to eat this up, so they already got their money. You have people who already know that it's a lost cause, so they're just going to pay the online. So with me, the reason I'm not getting it, just so people understand, is why give them my money for doing absolutely nothing? I'm not going to do that. So I'll save the money.
And that's how you have to do it.
Offline, and I'll call it a day. One day, maybe it'll get better, and that's okay with me.
And that's what it is. And that's pretty much where I'm at too. Like, it just is what it is. Just because it's on the market doesn't mean that you have to buy it. And I'm just gonna be real with you, like, I don't pay for anything online. That's why I'm mostly on the PC, because I feel like paying to use your own internet anyway is fraudulent, to be honest with you. But if you're gonna have me pay for an online service, you need to at least give me some semblance of value. Like, I don't pay for PlayStation Plus, but at least PlayStation gives you some semblance of value with your service subscription. Like, they at least let you have like these bigger games, you know what I'm saying, to play month to month with your subscription service. They do allow you to have cloud saves for all games with your subscription service. But the Nintendo Switch, like, it's a coin flip, like Alex said, whether or not you're gonna get cloud saves for your games. And then the fact that you can't back up your saves on the Switch itself is what makes it anti-consumer. So let me be clear. That's what makes it anti-consumer. It's not the fact that they're really
you can't back up your saves, is what you're saying.
Yes. It's not the fact that they charge you for online, because they're all charging you for online. So that's not the anti-consumer part.
Man, I look at $20. I'm like, that's not for a year. That's not that bad. Like, $20.
It is when you think about it in this manner. The things that you cannot do, the restrictions that you have, are now locked behind the paywall that doesn't even work 100%.
That they weren't before.
That's the anti-consumer part.
Yeah, like, okay, it's kind of like when PlayStation did the whole switcheroo with having their system, free internet, play multiplayer free, to now charging, PlayStation Plus in order to play multiplayer games. I get it.
Right.
I don't think people really realize how close to death Nintendo has been, and like that. Even though that they have some small success.
I don't know about
I can show you the numbers right now. Like I said, their actual revenue, yes.
Yeah, she's doing. Let's give them some background first, because you're doing a report on them right now. You're doing a report, you know what I'm saying, for school.
Yeah, right. So I'm taking a strategic management class. It's like the last class you have to take before you graduate, right?
Right.
So in my text, they actually give you the income statements, right, from Nintendo. So back in 2013, 2012, their net income was negative $43,000. In 2014, their net income was negative $23,220. In 2013, they only made $7,000, and that's back in 2010. Their net income was 220. Sorry, this is actually let me make sure. These are in millions. Sorry. So when I say 228, it's actually 228 million is what they made in 2010, and in 2014 they made negative 23 million. So they were hemorrhaging. This Switch was like, they got lucky that people were like, oh my God, I love it, and they were buying it. But these things, like you're saying, these anti-consumerism, this can kill them.
Yeah, but people still buying it, so that's the sad part.
People are buying it, but not at the rate that they're buying PlayStation and Xbox. And what really hurt them is that they have no competitive advantage except for their games. They have nothing that they do.
Their games are legit. They got some of the best quality.
The games are awesome, but they aren't. They're still the industry is moving forward with graphic fidelity and things like that, and they can't keep up because their whole thing is to make their hardware cheap and sell it at a higher price, and make money off of it. Now,
that's where I agree with you. Yes, that's
so
always been
they can't keep up. So their competitive advantage just keeps getting smaller and smaller, and they're gonna have to figure out something to set them apart. And I don't know if it's gonna be to make a console more like the Xbox or the PlayStation, or to find some other niche. But they're gonna have to find something else that gives them that competitive advantage to be successful, or we're gonna only have emulators of Nintendo.
This is where I disagree with you. I'm not gonna debate you on the numbers because I don't know the numbers, and I'm just gonna trust that you have the numbers. But the part where I disagree with you is about how they have a competitive advantage. So this is Nintendo's whole their whole company philosophy, and it has been their company philosophy since the Wii. So like for GameCube prior, Nintendo was always trying to compete with technology and stuff like that, and making sure that they were up to date on the market with their graphics and what they were offering as far as like graphical fidelity and stuff like that. After the GameCube sold poorly, then that's when they switched over to this more blue ocean market, which basically means that they want to spread their wings to every part of the market and not just cater on like the specific hardcore gamers. And as much as we want to believe that we are the majority, we are not. Hardcore gamers are the minority. Yep. So that's the reason why they went to Wii. That's the reason why, shout outs to the subscribe from Summer Tamlade. So that's the reason why they went to the Wii. That's the reason why they went to the Wii U. That's the reason why they went to the Switch. Because they now understand that because they are a video game company first, they're not a multimedia company like Sony. They're not a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate like Microsoft, who focuses on software and firmware and OSs. They are specifically a game company that came from toy roots and card roots, and they know where they're trying to fit in. They're not in a position to where they can compete with those companies because those companies do so many things. Nintendo only does one thing. So that's the reason why their bottom line has always been to make cheap products that people can enjoy,
like cardboard, stuff like that.
Well, that's for kids.
Selling cardboard. But
that's
for
children. Like they're a toy company. They're toy roots. So that Nintendo Labo is not for us. It's for kids. So like their bottom line has always been to make sure that they're getting the most profit as they can while still offering people a cheap product that they can get behind. So that's their competitive advantage. Their competitive advantage is their price point. Their competitive advantage is their portable nature. They realize now that their portable nature has always been the best part of their business, because even when the Wii U was doing badly, the 3DS and the DS is what was really carrying them. Their handheld market has always been the most profitable, even since the Game Boy has been on the market. That has where they've always made their most money, even when their home consoles were not doing so good. So I think that Nintendo understands this, and that's the reason why they're focusing more on the Switch. They're focusing more on the handheld aspect of their business and making their consoles going forward a hybrid business. And so
Nia, so now with this decision in regards to the online, you're done. Like you said, you're done.
I still love my Switch. I still love my Nintendo.
What would you call it? You said no more Mario Kart Mondays and stuff like that.
I'm not paying for the online, but I'm still gonna play my Switch. But I'm not paying for that online.
I got you.
Like my Switch is gonna be an offline console.
And
Anybody
just
else
to
got anything to
add in one more thing, that they have a slight competitive advantage with those things you named, with the portability, the price point. And the thing that really hurt them was the introduction of smartphones and their portability and apps, and being able to run games that are cheap and get that same outlook as you would with their handhelds or portables.
Right.
And that has taken a lot of their market away. So yes, their whole gameplay has always been to capture the casual market,
Right.
but things like cell phones have really put a dent in and that's why they went on ahead and made
Started
those
making their own smartphone apps.
yes, their Mario
Yeah.
games and things
Yeah.
like that, to try to recapture some of that.
Absolutely.
But like I said, their competitive advantage is shrinking, and they have to find a way to really find something concrete that no one can substitute. That's what makes a competitive advantage, that there are no substitutes.
Right.
That's the main thing. So they don't have anything that they make currently that has zero substitutes, and they have to find that.
I don't know. I slightly disagree, but I feel where you're coming from.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and segue into Take-Two's thoughts on crossplay. How do you guys feel about crossplay? Do you think it's something that, because right now I think the only person that's not really supporting crossplay is Sony.
Yeah.
So I want to get your thoughts on all of this. So I guess I'll go ahead and start with you, lady. We haven't heard much from you, so go ahead.
Crossplay is the future. I don't know why I always said this. I think
Right.
they're just waiting to crossplay on their next gen console.
Yes, absolutely.
So, because that's the only thing that's really holding them back as far as making more money, as far as making, actually, that's the thing. Crossplay is actually not just helping bring different gamers together, but also adding revenue. And I don't know, I just personally, in my mind, I'm like, somebody in Sony is like acting real silly about it, and I'm like, why are they not doing it? It's like Xbox and Nintendo is doing it. There's some games that are console and PC. Paladins, I think that was the game that was crossplay.
Crossplay with Xbox and the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, they made a cross commercial kind of deal with.
Yeah.
So with me, the only thing that I can fathom why they haven't done it yet is because they're doing it on the next console. But it might be a little bit too late, because everybody else gonna have a little cushion to, expand what they want to do with crossplay, versus PlayStation just holding back. So that's
I know the CEO, just to kind of elaborate a little bit on what he said. He was pretty much saying how that in the next generation, like there's not going to be any closed walls. Like the system walls are going to come down. Everything's going to be cross-play. And so really, we're only waiting on one big publisher, which is Sony. And they're saying that if Sony wants to continue to have that wall up, they're pretty much going to put the customers in a bind and push gamers to go to other platforms.
Yeah.
So just to kind of elaborate on what was said there. But go ahead, Nia.
I like crossplay. Do I live and die by crossplay? No. Do I think it's
Right.
the next possible evolution in gaming? Yes. I think that whether gamers want to admit it or not, we've always wanted some sort of crossplay, whether it means that you could take your PlayStation game and put it on the Xbox, or you could take your Nintendo game and put it on the PlayStation. We've all, in some form or fashion, wanted to have some type of crossplay, whether we remember from when we were back, when we were kids or not. Not only that, but I think that the industry, like I know that me and Coupon, we talked about this on #OffTopic some weeks ago. We talked about how Bethesda have come out and talked about how they are really pushing for crossplay for Fallout 76, and how they were considering, even though I don't know if I really believe them, but how they were considering not even putting a game on any console who doesn't have crossplay. Obviously, we know who they're talking about, but I don't think that will ever happen, because Sony's market leader. There's no way you're not going to put your games on their platform.
Right.
And I think that first of all, third party run the market, period, point blank. Third party is making the most money. They bring out the most games. They are the gaming market right now. And what third party wants is gonna happen. And at the end of the day, crossplay benefits these third parties bottom line, because one, they get more money because friends can play together more no matter what console they're on. And two, it keeps their game titles alive. Like, think about Fortnite. Like Fortnite has crossplay. Even if you're on the PlayStation, you can play crossplay with PC. You can play it with mobile gamers. But think about the longevity of that game. The reason why that game is so big and the reason why that game has lasted so long is because people have the ability to play no matter where they are. They have the ability to take their V-Bucks and all that stuff with them. And it's beneficial for Epic Games because the community is growing and expanding for that reason alone. So crossplay, I feel like, is the reason why that game is really as big as it is. And I know that a lot of third parties see that. So Bethesda sees that, Take-Two sees that, and they want to start incorporating things like that in their games as well. So,
yep. All right. Anybody else want to answer this question or talk about crossplay and how you feel about it, things like that? What about you, Sharice? We haven't heard much from you.
It's coming. Oh, it's coming. Sony's hating it, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Lady said, I see it coming on our next generation, but they're going to be behind the curve on it. And everybody's like, oh, we already did this last generation, but it's coming.
Yeah.
You might as well just...
And watch when they do it next year, and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, Sony is the saviors of crossplay. Like,
right.
Oh my God. That's going to be a headline too, right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be happy
it wasn't
when
important
they
until
do
Sony do it.
You know what I mean? I'll be happy when it comes. I'm not going to hate, but you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, I got quite a few people that, I game with on Xbox that also play on PlayStation, so it'd be nice to jump on.
And then you don't have to double dip on games. You can just buy one copy of a game.
Man,
right.
That's what I tell people all the time. Y'all, they're like, oh, so you gonna get this? Oh, you gonna get the new game on this console and this console? I'm like, no. Either gonna be one or the other.
Yeah.
I spend $120 for each round of games.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with double dipping on games.
Now, do you think that the media would address it differently if this was Microsoft that was holding out on crossplay?
I mean, they did it
like,
last gen, so I guess they would. And
no. What I'm saying.
Oh, sorry.
No, what I'm saying is like the perception, like because Sony is holding out on crossplay. But what if this was Microsoft holding out on crossplay and Sony was doing it with Nintendo, and everything was all hunky dory, but then Microsoft, because it just seems like that when Microsoft do something, it's like an extra spotlight put on it in a negative way. So if Microsoft was like, "Oh, we're not doing crossplay," the media would, in my opinion, would respond a little bit differently than what they have with Sony.
Yeah.
So
It'd be crucified.
Well,
I don't want to say that. That's harsh, but
I mean, she ain't lying though. Like,
Thank you.
here's the thing though. I feel like the ball is in whoever is the market leader's court for the time. So last generation, it was the Xbox 360, and everything that Microsoft was doing was pretty much good with everybody. A lot of people, thought the things that they were doing were awesome. Obviously, that changed when they announced the Xbox One, and everybody's perception of the Xbox changed from that point. And Microsoft has kind of had a hard time recovering from that, even though they've been doing a lot of pro-consumer things up to this point. But even with Microsoft's efforts, I do think that people still have that bad taste in their mouth from when they were announcing all the DRM stuff. And
it's a trust issue at this point.
So, so people are distrustful of Microsoft exactly, and I think that the narrative would be different for that reason.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I guess.
Right. So, in the biggest news that came down the pike this week, anybody else want to answer this? I'll talk about crossplay real quick, or
I want to talk about that other topic real quick.
All right, it's coming now. I'm about to talk about it right now. I'm about to mention it right now. Anyway, all right. So you guys, I mean, this is one of the biggest pieces of news that came out this week was the whole. I know it's rough, right?
There you go.
It's
You hear me now?
Yeah, there she is.
Oh, okay.
It's TellTale Games Studio. It's closing down.
Yeah.
Crash and burn.
It's crash and burn. And I kind of did a little bit of history, trying to figure out why. Because for me, being a fan of the industry, like I try to figure out where did these companies go wrong, what happened, so on and so forth. And so what it comes down to is that TellTale got too big too fast. 360 employees, and most successful studios average around 50 to 120 people. So they had 320 employees, and their largest expense was salary. And that was kind of a play on their downfall. Now, my question is, were you guys a fan of TellTale? How do you think the industry is going to respond to this? And pretty much your whole overall thought on the situation.
Can I say something?
I'm gonna start with you then, since you're anxious.
This some bullshit. The
Okay,
Wolf. I'm not now. It's a big bag when it comes to the collection of TellTale games.
So you were definitely a fan of TellTale, like this. You like the games, etc.
Okay, even though what really didn't matter was your decisions. Everybody knew by the second TellTale game that your decisions didn't really matter. But the Wolf Among Us, Us.
I thought they were still working on that though. No.
They were
canceled.
Oh, they canceled.
They canceled.
No Stranger Things, no Wolf Among Us, no Batman, no Clementine. We will not even know what happens to Clementine.
Yeah, they're not finishing her story either.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
They're
done. Me and Sharice had a bet on a big bag of potato chips. That
well, you lost.
Yeah, we were betting on some chips just to see if, because we were that invested in her. Lee died for nothing, man.
Thank you. Like oh my god, I can't. It's like they really. Can we at least get a book that tells what happens to her story?
They sad, y'all. They sad.
There's just too many. I don't look. It's just. They should have at least finished Clementine's story. I could read Fable and find out what happened to Bigby, but you won't know what happened to her. And y'all gonna do me like that? Yeah. Man, that's some bullshit. That's it. That's all I got to say.
I think gamers always lose in these situations. Always lose in these situations. We have no control over any of it. You know what I mean? Of what happens when a studio mismanages their money or overhire. We have no control over any of that. And so we're losing out on this.
TellTale is in San Rafael. That's not far from where I stay at. No. So the tech industry is like cutthroat here. Yeah. In the Bay Area.
I think they just tried to do too much all at once.
They had too much on their plate.
They had too much on their plate. I think their problem was they were hiring a lot, obviously, and they had too many projects all at once, which is great and ambitious, but you need to take one project at a time. They should have probably stuck with Walking Dead, finished it out, then worked on Batman. Then they could have did screw Batman. I want to see the rest of Wolf Among Us. Like they should have did Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead. Screw Batman. That was trash. I'm sorry. I didn't like it.
I did enjoy the Batman. I did enjoy the Batman.
I said it. It's trash to me. I said it. The freaking what else they did? They did that stupid
Tales of the
Game of Thrones.
Borderlands. That was trash. I don't care. I said it.
That was trash. Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was trash.
That was trash.
So y'all saying all their games is trash though?
No, I'm saying the ones that they should have been working on were the good ones.
Minecraft story mode too.
Trash. They should have. And Wolf Among Us, and they would have been gravy train all the way. But they want to hire more and try to work on all these other trash storylines that nobody cares about. I said it. You can be mad at me if you want. I said it. And unfortunately, and I do want to be serious for a quick second, it is very sad that a lot of people had to get laid off for it. You could see some of the tweets and they were just really in love with the company. Yeah. They really enjoyed working there. And shout outs to all those guys out there. I hope they do find a good job. Yeah. I hope they get back on their feet. And maybe later, somewhere down the road, maybe, I don't know, they can pick themselves back up and maybe we'll see something similar to what they did. But I'm going to say it again. All them other ones, other than Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead, was trash.
I'm sorry, man.
That is very important.
It's always sad when you see stuff like this happen.
And it sucks because it really is out of our control.
Yeah.
Anybody else? What about you, Boogie? What you think? I haven't heard anything from you.
TellTale game that I played was Minecraft. The only TellTale game I really played was Minecraft and The Walking Dead, and I planned to go back to finish the story for The Walking Dead, and I was gonna buy all the other ones, but then this happened, so it's like now there's no point. So I don't know, like all the other games, I know you guys love The Wolf Among Us, but I never played that. It wasn't interesting to me. And just like she said, for the most part, most of the games did not interest me at all.
That was the problem. A lot of those games, like I looked into it, I was just like, oh, come on.
Yeah, for me, like I made it very known. You guys already know I was never a big fan of TellTale. Period. Like their games put me to sleep. I told the story last night on GRG that like I mean, I was in the achievement challenge a couple months ago, and I was in an effort to get 22,000 a month. You know what I mean? But
and you fell asleep.
And right, yeah. So like I'm sitting there pressing the A button the whole time, and watching a movie, and I was able to get like 700 gamer score points from just sitting there pressing the A button the whole time because the choices didn't matter.
Yeah.
Only time I would have to pay attention was when I had to do like the little quick time events. So for me, it was just I couldn't get invested into something like that. So I always felt like the games were mediocre. I was never a huge fan of it, and so it's cool to hear like Lady and Sharice talk about, the stories was awesome and they need to finish the stories. I'm like, cool, that's great. But for me, it's like, man, I'm glad that they can,
you respect that. You respect that.
It's like, for me, gameplay for me is what matters. Like, that stuff, it is what it is. So if I can't blow some up, shoot some, slice somebody, cut some.
I mean, TellTale has the point and click adventure games, and if you're not into those, you really can't enjoy them. And I understand that.
Exactly. So you know what I mean. I hope that those the team and people who lost their jobs can find something else to work on, and that their skills can translate, because I think it's very different making a TellTale game versus a Ninja Gaiden or versus a Halo. So hopefully their skills can translate, and they find some great work. But it's sad to see. I hate seeing studios close.
Definitely.
But that's it, man. That was our final topic for the night. We always do on our show. We always ask, let the people who are engaged in chat ask us questions. We do see a couple here now. But before I do that, anybody else want to say anything on TellTale? Or got anything else to say extra on TellTale?
I hope that everybody finds a job. I'm with you, Delilah. I never really got into TellTale. I can't do those type of games, but it's unfortunate every time that a company, and that's been happening a lot between this generation and the last generation. A lot of companies shutting down. Like, it's really getting harder and harder to be a game developer in a game company these days. So shout out to those. Well,
guys, I think for that, just to kind of speak on that, it's like manage yourselves properly. Like, don't get too big. Don't think you're too big to fail. That's one thing. I mean, because it was popping for them at one point.
Like, it was humble yourself more.
But can we say shout out to THQ Nordic though for literally bringing back THQ?
Oh my god,
the biggest comeback in history, bro.
They find all kind of IPs.
Yes. So shout out to THQ Nordic though.
Yes, shout out to Nordic, man. They own their own one, and they bag right now.
They said we coming back. You ain't got us down.
Yes. So when they drop some games, I'm definitely supporting them. When they drop the games, I am supporting them 100.
Absolutely.
Because that's I thought I was a huge fan of THQ back in the day.
I know when I first heard that they were gone, I was like, no.
Like people like THQ, Acclaim, Midway, like all those companies made my childhood. So I was hurt when I heard about that. So I'm glad they came back in full force.
Yes. Yeah, they even got that what is it? Kingdoms of Amalur IP.
Yes.
That game is so fire.
Yes.
Oh man, so I'm glad, man. They just re-release it and like put some polish on that bad boy.
Man,
they say they can't do it because EA still owes some money or something, has a contract, so EA won't let them.
Fucking EA.
Right, of course. Oh my god.
Billions of the gaming industry, Jesus. Y'all just stop already.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want EA to go away, but come on, man, they need to ease up on this.
I just need new management in EA. It will be gravy. I need management that ain't worried about microtransactions and gambling and stuff, and who can manage better instead of worried about their shareholders, because we're not their customers. It's the shareholders.
Yes, it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. Yeah. All right, so according to the chat, I'm looking through. Thanks everyone for rocking out with us. We do got a couple of questions. Lady, I know Infamous usually go through and find the questions for us. What you got for us, Lady?
Okay, I got one question that caught my eye. Rangy 4. If you ladies was in a game, what type would you be?
Who does that?
I'm a villain all day. I'm gonna make the hero do a gang of shit just to defeat me. I'll be a villain in the game.
You'll be a villain? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I go next. I want to be a hero, man. I want to save some lives.
I know,
like and I want to have the power where I can like fly. You know what I mean? Yeah. And super speed. So like a combination. If Batman and Flash had a baby, that'd be me. I'm just saying.
Tight.
I'd probably be in between anti-hero or anti-villain. People would be dying.
Destructive, huh?
I'm very destructive. You don't get your stuff together, you're gonna be probably dead around me because I don't have time for the BS. I need to get to where I need to go. If I'm supposed to be an anti-hero, I got places to be. And if you're in my party and you messing up, especially if we're in a zombie apocalypse, all of you are dead. If I think you got spat on, you're dead. If I thought you got scratched, you're dead. If you say something cross-eyed, you're dead. I just ain't got time. So I would probably be I would just probably be an anti-hero-ish, anti-villain-ish person in a action adventure or maybe a zombie apocalypse type deal. Something with a lot of explosions and where I could shoot you instantaneously when you get on when you need to be checked because I ain't got time.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right, Boogie. What you got on this?
So funny.
What would you be, hero or villain?
No. No, I'm laughing. My chat's talking mess to me.
Okay.
Where's she going?
All right. I don't know where she went, but it's all good. Who has an answer? I don't know who has an answer. Sharice, go ahead. Sharice, answer.
I'm gonna be a bad guy. I'm gonna be a villain. I want to be the head of the bad guy.
Don't say that.
Yes.
All right. So just some insight. This is some insight, real quick. Me and Sharice go way back. I knew she was gonna be the villain. Like, well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like if I was the good guy, I would slowly probably become the villain by the end of the game. So I'd rather just go ahead and start. Maybe in the sequel, I can be straight off and just be the villain. But I want to be the bad guy. I want to be the head person in charge. Yeah, I like to say something else.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a minion because that means if I do something wrong, the bad guy might kill me.
Yeah.
I want to be the person who gives the orders. I want to be like that Queen Barrel type shit. I want to be. That's what I want to be.
You know what happened to Queen Barrel though, right?
Hey, homegirl had to die though to do it. She had to.
Sharice said if she gonna go out, she at least gonna go out like a G.
Thank you.
Facts,
right?
Facts. All right. I have another question from when boredom sets in. How do you think Nintendo is doing otherwise? Are the titles diverse enough? What new games are you? Can I finish?
Let her finish.
What new games are you hyped for, Nintendo? Look, I don't own a Switch, so I can skip this one.
I'll go. I think
Do you think the IPs are good? Right. I'm trying to make sure I understand the question.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Huh? What was it?
The new IPs, like what new IPs? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what I'm looking forward to is Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, which is coming out next year, Bayonetta 3, what was it? Fire Emblem. What else is coming? There's some other ones I can't remember off the top of my head, but Smash Brothers and all that stuff. But for the most part, as outside of their online where they're not doing great, but they're doing good in other areas. They are fairly diverse. We got third parties that let's put it like this: Doom is on the Switch. You would never think Nintendo would get a freaking Doom game on their system. Like for a while now, so I'll give them credit where credit's due. They're getting games that we normally wouldn't see on any of their consoles that just left their consoles for decades and we haven't seen since. So we're getting Final Fantasy, that whole Final Fantasy bundle. Final Fantasy hasn't been on Nintendo for a long time
since the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, so
if
it's
you
like
got the spin-offs on handheld, then
well, I'm talking about mainland Final Fantasy. Like spin-offs don't count. But like I just look at it as that, things that Nintendo is getting that we haven't seen either in ages or at all are coming to the system as far as the third party, and you can't survive without third party. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You gotta have third party. They run the market. So if you don't have third party on your system, you're not gonna last for very long. Right. And on top of that, they have great first party games. Obviously, they're still doing their best. Oh, I also forgot about Yoshi. That's a good one. Innovative there, different. So yeah, I think they're doing good in other areas. Obviously, they need some tweaking. Yeah, obviously they need work on the online, but everything else, I think they're doing decent, and I think they could do more. Obviously, I think all companies can always do more. So, but for the most part, I'm satisfied with what they are doing so far.
Right. I don't have any complaints because they've definitely done worse. If you had a Wii U, you definitely know that they can do a lot worse. So as far as the diversity of franchises, I think that they're doing the best with what they have, but I think they obviously could do more. Because like right now, I feel like the genres that they're really lacking in right now, they're lacking in shooters, which is really popular right now. Like really, as far as shooters are concerned, is Splatoon. They don't really have anything else that they're offering. I don't really consider Metroid a shooter, which is maybe not coming out next year, maybe 2020. I would consider Metroid more of an action adventure game.
Yeah.
But as far as action adventure, Zelda, Mario, Metroid, Pokemon, which is I guess is between RPG and stuff like that.
Star Fox.
But I think that as far as diversity, they could be doing a lot better. They really could go back in the vault and do some more with what they have. But as far as diversity, like they've got a lot of RPGs come in. They got action adventure. They got Smash Brothers. I don't know if I consider it a fighter, but
it's a party fighter. Let's not pretend.
But as far as the games, like as far as like the output of which they're bringing out games, I think they're doing pretty good. Hopefully they have some more to show next year. The only thing that I'm really unhappy with right now with Nintendo is the online, because I think that they can do better. They just choose not to do better, and then they're charging you for it. That's pretty much.
You still salty about that one? I can tell.
I'm not paying it. Period. Until they show me they can improve.
Yeah. All right. Well, lady, any other questions we had on there?
I'm looking.
I see the one where they asked about the new IPs, because we know they got a good diverse lineup. Yeah. But like they asked about like should they come with new IPs? Like what games would you like to see?
They have ARMS, which is I guess is their attempt at a fighter. It was give or take. They got Town coming out. They got some stuff that's been made by like second party, like Daemon X Machina come in, but as far as like Nintendo, I think that they should be doing a lot more with bringing new IPs. I mean, technically Splatoon is a new IP, but that's neither here nor there.
How you feel about mature titles on Nintendo though? Like outside of like the Doom.
I think they should. I think they should make some for their like they have stuff that they could do. Like they haven't done anything with Eternal Darkness since the GameCube days. They haven't done anything with Dice. You know what I'm saying? Like they really should be bringing stuff like that. So as far as
Nintendo, is like they're as far as Nintendo with like mature titles, they're more subtle with maturity in their games as opposed to just having a mature game. It's cool, great, wonderful, but can you just give me a mature game and stop beating around the bush? You can do it.
Because like there's a lot of really dark things in some of their games. Like there's some dark things in like Earthbound, for example. And it's like,
but see, I can't buy into that with the graphics all cartoony and stuff like that. So,
that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. They need to just flat out be, do something. Just do it. Like we get the subtlety. Most of us who grew up with Nintendo, we see the subtlety. We know that you can be mature, that you have some very dark stories. Right. But can you put dark stories in an actual mature dark story title? Right. Like put it out there on display. Let people know this is what Nintendo, as far as mature is concerned, and you don't have to do it in the cutesy format or whatever. You can do realistic,
and they have IPs that they could use to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. Like if they wanted to go that route with Metroid, for example, they could do it, but it's like, are they going to do it?
Okay, so is Boogie back? Is Boogie back? Let's see if she back.
Yeah, back.
Okay, I have one more question from Ray G4. Do you ladies think Sony doesn't want cross-platforms because their online is not reliable as Xbox?
I don't think that's it.
Can I jump in on that, since I kind of missed out on that on the topic? So Sony doesn't want crossplay because they are the market share. They're like the head of the crowd, the market leader. They're the head of the crowd, and they know that they have a lot of people on their system, and they want to keep their system curated. They want to keep people on their system, and they already came out and said it.
Which I understand.
They already came out and said it. And said, well, yeah, definitely. So my thing is with cross-play is like right now they're in the lead. They have no reason to conform and all that stuff. But what they messed up, my thing is they messed up because they should be jumping on this now before the next generation come through, so they can already be on that wavelength. Because next gen, while I don't care too much about crossplay, it's neither here nor there. I'm not against it. So if they do it, great, more power to me. I like cross progression more. I like to be able to take my game to another system or whatever, if I have the game on another system, and be able to take my progress with me. That's just more my thing. If you're not going to do crossplay, do cross progression at the very least.
Right.
But I prefer all of it, so I don't have to constantly buy games over and over and over again, and I can take my progression with me as well. Right. But my thing is, I just feel like Sony is missing the boat And next gen, if they don't jump on board, they're going to get left to the wayside, because I'm sorry, that's just where we're going. Next gen is going to kick off a lot of cross progression, cross play talks, and a lot of games that are going to do that. And what I think third parties could do to force people's hand is literally, you're not putting our game on your system if you do not do crossplay, and just move on from there. Because you have PC who is like the biggest portion of the gaming community, and then you have, you know, all the other consoles and stuff. I mean, Nintendo and Microsoft are already on board, PC's on board, you have mobile now on board, and Sony doesn't want to jump on board, then so what? Screw them. Just ignore them and move on.
Right. So Boogie, just, I want to make sure I get the questions to you that was asked in the chat. So, hero or villain, and a little bit of why.
A hero or villain?
Yeah.
I'd like to say hero.
Okay, what type of hero would you be?
Are we talking about superpowers?
Like, if you was in okay, the question was like, if you was in a game, would you be a hero or villain, and what kind of, like, we each elaborated on like what we could kind of be or do. Kind of thing.
All right. Well, typically I am the hero. I usually make those choices. You know,
in the games where you make
hero-ish.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Like,
you don't know what kind of powers you.
Yeah, like power-wise, I'd want to be like Captain Marvel. I want to be able to do everything, you know? I want to be able to take the energy from everything and be super badass and fly and have super strength and, I mean, shit.
You're a woman of the people.
Captain Marvel. Yeah. I mean, I think she's probably like one of the best female heroines out there besides Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the only question you missed, though. I think that's the only question you missed.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I mean, do we have anything else, lady?
We have one more question. Just one more. I'm going to squeeze you in, same old Primal Data. When is the next Grown Women Game Night, and will it be a face-off with Op Topic or some other lady podcast?
Oh, wow.
Grown Women Game Night, like I said in the chat, we're going to have to see what everybody's time is, because everybody's time is different. Right. But we'll try to squeeze another one in.
Hey, we got Destiny.
We always got Destiny. We got PUBG.
Yeah, you're going to have your light up, though. You have to have your light up to play.
That's what they call it, though. That's what they call it. Hey, believe it or not.
Yeah, PUBG comes down and graces you with his good luck.
Yeah. So where's this PUBG coming from? Like, what's that? No, I know it.
Y'all haven't heard PUBG before?
I want to know. No, I know the game. I just want to know where it is.
PUBG. Because like when you're in the game and like you go into a house and you like hoping for something good, and when you don't have it, it's because PUBG wasn't on your side today.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
PUBG wasn't looking out for you.
He wasn't looking out.
Some days you go in and PUBG graces you with an M4, and you're like, "Thank you, PUBG."
Okay, so it's the RNG gods. This is the RNG gods. Do you get help today, or do you know?
Right. Basically,
makes sense.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and roll into outros. I guess we'll start with our guest first. Go ahead, Nia. Give us an outro. Where can the people find you?
People can find me. Well, first of all, let me say this. This was an awesome podcast. I love you, ladies. I watch you guys when I have. Yes, I watch you guys when I have some off time. That's not a whole lot, because I do go to the school on Saturday. I'm going after this podcast because I got to get
Saturday class.
Yes, I got to get my lesson plans together for next week and all this other stuff. So hashtag teach your life. So I'm gonna say great podcast, great discussion. I love the way that you ladies, and I think that a lot of the men in this community can learn a lot from us ladies, because even when me and El Boogie had a disagreement, we hashed it out like women. We hashed it out like women.
It was a good debate. I enjoyed debating.
And listen, and we did it without calling each other out of our names.
Right.
We didn't talk about people. We didn't talk about anybody's husbands or wives and children. So men in the community.
Right.
This is how you talk about gaming. Learn from the women. We will teach you the way. Anyways, ladies, thank you guys so much for inviting me and Coupon to the podcast. It's been an honor, and thank you again. Anytime that you guys want us on, man, just hit us up. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, pretty much anywhere social media wise as the Video Game Her, and you won't miss me. So tight.
All right, go ahead, Coupon.
Speaking of Jesus, we have Jesus Juice who just subscribed or followed me on Twitch. Thank you very much. Shout outs to you. As Nia said, men out there, you can learn a lot from us. We just out here having fun, talking about video games. We might have our disagreements, but we keep it simple. We keep it classy. We keep it ladylike, and we just move on with our business. So if you're looking for me, you can find me at Coupon on Twitch, Twitter, Mixer, YouTube, all that good stuff. So that's where I'll be. Be respectful to each other. Have fun.
Don't forget that no matter if we disagree or not, we're all gamers. Show love always.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. All right, go ahead, L Boogie. Where can the people find you?
All right, schedule has been kind of crazy after starting school and family and whatnot, but you can catch me on Mixer weekdays at 10 a.m. It's LBoogie0208. Keep it simple everywhere. It's LBoogie0208. Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. And yeah, everyone stay blessed, stay positive in this crazy, crazy, crazy world.
Oh,
all right?
Absolutely.
Yes. What about you, Cherise? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Mixer at Cherise. I'm on Twitter all the time, day or night. I might not comment, but I'm mostly laughing. Yes, I want everybody to have a good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy you some sunshine while you can. Enjoy this fall weather. And have a good and blessed day.
All right, I'm Delilah HD. You guys know you can follow me on Twitter, Delilah_HD. I'm always right here on every Saturday, 12 noon, Growing with Gaming. I'm also on GRGs on Fridays at like 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, check me out there, and we do appreciate everybody for coming out and joining the chat and everything.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and go ahead, Lady Infamous, close us out.
All right, y'all. I want to thank our lovely guests. You guys are freaking amazing. I want to thank the beautiful, intelligent panel always coming through. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I want to give beautiful women. Shout out to the chat. No hate mail, no troll, no super trolls,
no trolling, no nothing,
no toxic shit. Thank you for being who you are. We are close. I think we're gonna do a giveaway next week.
Yes.
And you know me, I'll be at Lady_Infamous30 on Twitter, Lady Infamous 415 on YouTube, and Lady_Infamous 415 on Twitch, where I stream between 3 or 4 days out the week. And thank you so much for coming by and supporting us. And you guys have a wonderful and blessed weekend.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.